The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies. We'll be breezy and a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 46. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies are expected over that low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies going to stick around for us. We'll see a high of around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Kleckner from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Yes, it is. Welcome to On the Block. He's Erick Strickland. I'm Austin Norman. Stricky, before we get into anything sports related, two questions. First of all, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling quite it's been a long day. I mean, I was up active earlier. Like I said, I was making some rounds, chatting with some wonderful folks at some beautiful facilities here about the home health care stuff. So it was good. It was positive. Like I said, man, I just want to be a blessing back into the community. So it's always good. And then to come in and spend time with you is awesome as well.
You spent time with some friends of ours before you got here, though, didn't you?
You know I did, and that's why I'm kind of starting off just a little bit, because it's sitting in there really nice, and I want to lean back in my chair and just put my feet up and just, close my eyes for a minute, but I can't do that. But Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul definitely was out there. Hey, Charles, got a chance to shake and hug my friend. Be on the lookout. There's possible some things coming in the new year, similar to what, Heavenly Waffles got going on. So we're trying to work some things out there. So keep your eyes and your ears open. If you're on the stream,
and your stomach's
YouTube,
open.
Twitch, Facebook, or Twitter, keep your eyes open. If you're on the 93.7 app, the ticketfm.com app, or 93.7 The Ticket listening on radio, keep your ears open. Now check this out.
What am I checking?
It's your bellies will definitely not be open if you partake. Southern Sweet Heat, it went down. Lovely. Feels like, what is that? What is the guy's name? Can I say this on air? Fat Bastard.
You just did say it.
You remember you remember Austin Powers?
I do.
Fat Get in my belly. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. Worth it every time.
Worth it.
Big thanks to Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's an anniversary today, Stricky.
Yes.
An anniversary 9 years ago today. Bo Pelini.
Do you want to jump into a time machine? Would you prefer? So that's a good question.
That
Would
is
you
the
prefer
question.
to jump into a time machine, or how you think? What I mean, what would you go back and do something? That's what we're going to talk about, I guess, huh?
It's hard to say because you don't want to look back with, rose-colored glasses. Like, Nebraska wasn't perfect under Bo Pelini. Things were better, right? The grass was greener substantially in terms of the wins and losses.
You hated having great starts to seasons, looking good in the top, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go up against the Wisconsin and get beat by 70 or something crazy like that. So that never looked good as far as being with Bo Pelini.
It really didn't. And that's where I think a lot of the blame is put on, Sean Eichhorst for making that decision to move on from Bo Pelini. Again, yes, correct. Probably the wrong decision at the time. But let's also not pretend like Bo Pelini couldn't have made things easier on himself, given himself more of a chance. He
didn't do well in media.
He had 11, 12, 13, and 14 to adapt to the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Defense was okay, not nearly as good as it was in the Big 12 era. Could Bo Pelini have made defensive shifts? Probably. That would have been more successful because Nebraska's defense got run over. It's not like they were in low-scoring games and the offense was the problem.
Gashed.
Year in, year out by Wisconsin, by Ohio State, all those, highly rated teams. Now Nebraska played Penn State pretty well, played Michigan pretty well while they were down, had a really good series going with Michigan State. But the two teams that were running that conference in Ohio State and then Wisconsin on your side of things just ran right over Nebraska. Bo Pelini never adapted. So, no, maybe it wasn't the right decision to fire him at the time. But if Bo would have switched the defense up and won one or two of those big games, maybe he's still around for a couple more years.
Yeah, I think that, it ultimately is, does Nebraska have any regret? Do they have any, could he have gotten it right? But I think you had a good sample size. I could understand kind of where you're going. Nobody liked to take those L's the way that we were taking them. It just didn't feel good, didn't look good. But at the end of the day, where has it gone from there? That's the issue,
Especially when you look at just the talent across the board. Let's start at quarterback, Strick. Bo Pelini's quarterback was Tommy Armstrong. Is there any player at the quarterback position that you would take over what Bo Pelini had in Tommy Armstrong? Since Tommy left, has there been any quarterback at Nebraska that you would say, yeah, Nebraska's upgraded since Bo Pelini's been gone?
I can't say that.
I can't either.
I can't say that.
Casey Thompson, probably the closest?
Maybe the closest.
Casey or Adrian?
I actually liked Adrian. I think injuries and in a lot of instances, the offensive line, I think just where he got hit was the turnover bugs. Just the inopportune timing of his turnovers, it just ate away at people's mental state with regards to Adrian. Other than that, I think he wasn't bad. I want to say I think the coaches did him a disservice. I don't think he really got the coaching that was needed in order to continue to develop and upgrade. Like, to be honest, man, if I'm a quarterback in today's game, I would literally, if you're getting NIL money, which you are, most people at the quarterback position are getting it. If I'm getting NIL money, listeners, listen to me. I would do like LeBron James types of things. Go out and get my own development coach, look after or look for some of the best out there doing it. And I guarantee you, I would venture to say that most of those at that level give discounts to college football students.
Sure.
So even though you're making NIL money, you probably are going to get discounts. Because I remember that when we were on, and this is way back then, when we would seek and go after guys like Tim Gergovich and, guys like that, or went down and tried to get with John Lucas, it was a different atmosphere when you were professional and when you were young coming out, right? So I think that would be the same.
The running back position, not the same since Rex Burkhead, Ray Haley, Amir Abdullah.
Yeah.
I get it. Divine Ezigbo went for 1,000, but he's not on those guys' level. Wide receivers, maybe Trey Palmer's the best wide receiver.
I would say Trey.
But the depth of receiver, you had J.D. Spielman under Mike Riley. I guess that doesn't really count. But yeah, it does. Going back to Bo. Maybe throw J.D. in that conversation, but Stanley Morgan, Kenny Bell, Jordan Westerkamp, even, like Quincy Enunwa, guys like that. Trey's, I think, the only one that cracks that conversation. Offensive line isn't as good. Tight ends, I think Nebraska's been probably comparable at tight end. Defense, I still think has taken from what I said with Bo Pelini needing to maybe have improved the defense in the Big Ten, it just doesn't seem like there's that star power, that staying power as consistently for Nebraska since Bo Pelini was
on the
was
defensive side of things. To me, Austin, I think one of the biggest drop-offs that we've had on the defensive side has been the fronts, especially on the end.
Mm-hmm.
There's been few that have come in and did,
fine
some things, but not to the level of that stretch that they had where it was like Tomich, it was Alberts, it was, and I'm talking about not just one. They were on one side or the other. Then you had Dwayne Harris, and you would have Grant Wistrom, and just and you can cycle them in. Like, I'm talking about the depth, Dante Jones, the depth of that defensive end core that they had, the pressure. Like, they didn't have to blitz back then.
No.
Like, they could literally rush their four, and then there was a period where Sue was like that, where they
you
didn't
could
have
rush
to
one.
blitz. You didn't have to blitz, but they didn't. I think if Sue would have had like a Jared Tomich or a Grant Wistrom type with him, oh gosh, like, as good as that defense, and they were just all right. But a lot of it was because if you only have to rush four, so many things you can do. Oh,
you're guarding 5 with 7.
Oh,
huge advantage.
There's so many things you can do if you don't have to, and we just don't have the benefit of that. Now, I think they're going to get better. I think that crew that they've got now has some potential. I really do.
A couple things from the text line here. Tommy asks, how much of Bo's issue was losing Tom Osborne as his athletic director rather than, Sean Eichhorst? Yeah, Eichhorst didn't like Bo. I think it's pretty well reported that he wanted someone easier to work with than Bo was. So, that definitely hampered Bo and led into it. But again, that's where Eichhorst can be wrong, and so can Bo. Bo could have been easier to work with. He could have won a couple more big games and, said, there's no way you're going to fire me. If you're a pain in the butt, you can be worth it if you're winning big games. Your athletic director knows there'll be a bad look, but Eichhorst can't have the cop-out of, we don't want to, be like Iowa. We want to win these big games, was that famous line. So, yeah, clearly, Sean Eichhorst didn't want to work with Bo, but Bo also gave him a reason, a little bit of a cop-out, a little bit of an escape route by not winning more of those big games.
Yeah, he wasn't very friendly, right? And, you get caught on a hot mic, going in hard on fans. He didn't help himself either, right? There's ways, it doesn't matter whether you're in a political arena. There's things that can be going at you and attacking you and coming after you. Op-eds, and you got all these opposition research. You've got all that stuff coming against you, right? But it's what you do with the people. If this was in politics, it's what you do with the people. It's what you do with those working with you or beside you that can change the dynamic, because ultimately they will hold you up, even if everything else around you is trying to tear you down. It's like that in coaching. It's like that in business. There's no way, if you have in coaching, especially if you have the favor of the room, it makes it tough for any owner, any organization to let you go, because you've got that type of rapport that gets the most out of little. Now, you've got to be able to change the dynamic of whatever it is that's causing you to come up short at some point. But that's why I think, man, figure out what the goal is, get on the same page with who you're working with, or like an iron course or something like that. Get on the same page. So at the end of the day, there's an understanding of expectation. And then once you come to that, then because yes, everybody has lofty goals with expectation, but at the same time, there's got to be realistic goals, right?
Oh, yeah.
So when you look at Nebraska football, would you consider what they did this year a realistic goal as opposed to an expected goal?
Mm-hmm. I would say it was, within the realm of realistic, for this team to end up where it did. Hoped for more, expected. I don't know what I expected, Strick, because there were so many unknowns, so many names we didn't know, so many guys that didn't, produce a whole lot. They finally got a different look with the new staff. So I don't know what the expectations were for this year necessarily. I think they were different person to person.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm going to be honest. Just looking at the schedule, for me, the expectation was a minimum of a bowl game at 6-6. That was the minimum benchmark for me. I think that was a reasonable expectation, being that with all of the turmoil, all of the issues. Now, I think why I stayed where I was at that expectation was when you look at what you just shared, the unknowns. The unknowns give you the pause to basically sit back and say, you know what, if they do this, that's solid because of what you have coming back. Yes, you've got a change of a defense, style of defense. Do you have the personnel on both sides? You have a porous offensive line. You don't know, you're hoping Jeff Sims, what his resume says, but you're hoping. You see what I'm saying? So like you're saying, there were so many unknowns in that. And that's why I think it how it panned out, I'm disappointed for the fact that there was so much left on the table that their sky was way,
4 wins higher than it was.
Yes. Right.
Maybe 5.
Their sky was so much better. And then you just totally just blew it. That's like, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain how you blow it like that. Like, what thing could you do to just blow? I don't know. So it's blowing my mind.
And this year wasn't just the result of this year, right? Matt Rule, I think, will try to contain, this year to this year. The stuff that came before him isn't him, right? But you can see, that's why I did that exercise of, how many guys on the offense over the last 10 years would have started for some of Bo's teams. Not very many. It hasn't been just from a 40 points per game, all of a sudden you're down at 18. The offense has gradually slid, and maybe they've put points up, but the process hasn't always been there. So we've seen this trend continuing for a while now for a lot of reasons. There's a lot that's changed. And that kind of leads us into our next discussion here, Strick, after the break. Is Nebraska athletics as a whole, football is the biggest program, is it a Fortune 500 or is it a mom and pop shop on old downtown? I want to have that discussion. How does Nebraska athletics need to operate in the new Big Ten, in the transfer portal, in the NIL world? What does that look like for Nebraska? We'll do that and more as we get back to On the Block. If you have any thoughts, let us know. 402-464-5685.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Hurry into Graham Tire Company and take advantage of Black Friday deals going on now. Save $100 instantly with the purchase of 4 Goodyear tires. Get up to $200 additional by mail on select Goodyear tires. Instant rebates on Kumho, Hankook, and Nokian tires too. The Black Friday sale is the last big tire sale of the year. Don't let these deals get away. Stop in today or shop online at GrahamTireLincoln.com. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies. We'll be breezing in a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 46. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies are expected over that low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies going to stick around for us. We'll see a high of around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Atrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com. Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff, who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Austin Norman and Erick Strickland back with you here on the block, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I asked this question, Strick, and it's out there for the text line and the Honda of Lincoln hotline, the YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter comments as well. Nebraska Athletics, does it need to operate as a Fortune 500 company or as a mom and pop shop? And what I mean by that, Strick, is that there's a part of me that says Nebraska, especially Nebraska football, is still Fortune 500. It's still a big name. It's still a big brand. It still has the prestige and the panache. It's still a big enough brand that, Nebraska can't be afraid to, muster financial resources and throw it into these programs. The flip side of that is, kind of feels like Nebraska's tried that. Or Nebraska, is an older Fortune 500 type of company that isn't performing quite as well. So what do you do when you're not performing quite as well? You go back to the basics. What's the next right move for our business? How do we, spend less but get more, right? And that's what we were kind of talking about with the transfer portal. And I know there's a big NIL discussion going on social media. I think Nebraska has to find that balance because you can't just act like a little guy. You have too much history, too much expectation on this football program specifically to just say, oh yeah, we're just little Nebraska and yeah, it's okay. Just be kind of timid. You have to be a shark. You have to be out there swimming and eating and, making sure you get your share of the minnows. But at the same time, there are plenty of situations where Nebraska's swimming in the wrong pool. There are bigger sharks out there. They're looking to eat Nebraska. So to be able to, be wise with the money, maybe just take a step back. Hey, can we make smarter decisions? Not more decisions, not bigger decisions. Can we make smaller decisions better, use our resources more efficiently, and then build back up and make that kind of, business-like bounce and comeback?
That has to happen. It has to happen in any form, right? It doesn't matter. And all I could do is think about business. In a business, there's people go out of business for specific reasons. Downturn in the market, shares of the market are being lost. Locations sometimes can determine those types of things. So what ends up happening is like what's going on across from us, and is there's availability. Mm-hmm. There's a big building there. And then you have to determine use of service. What's it going to be for? Why does it fit there? What is the need? So when you're talking about Nebraska operating from that standpoint, I think you got a good point, because again, I'm going to use this word, brand complacency. To me, as we talk about Nebraska, to me, Nebraska falls into the category of blockbuster. You feeling me?
I feel you.
It's Nebraska, and why I say Nebraska's blockbuster is there was a transition. Bo Pelini gets let go, I think, a little bit early. Harbaugh comes in. We talked about who else came in.
That year would have been Narduzzi was hired at Michigan State.
A lot of different coaches.
Jim McElwain hired at Florida. Lance Leipold went from Wisconsin Whitewater to Buffalo that year.
Yeah. So it was a nice carousel going on, right? So there were changes in programs that adjusted that program sometimes for the better. Let's just look at Michigan, say right now, where they find themselves at. Michigan's like, at the time, Redbox or Amazon, or, right? Go through your struggles, take your hits, you make the shift and adjustment, because what was Amazon prior to what Amazon is now? Amazon was dealing with books.
Right.
Now they're a platform that's shipping. They made the adjustment with the time. Blockbuster didn't. And that's where I think we at Nebraska are Blockbuster, because I don't think we made the shift with the time. I think it was lost, and it started with Bo Pelini's firing. That's just how I'm going to leave it.
Yeah, and I think that makes sense. So a couple things on the text line here. David Fullerton says, pay now or pay later. Going to have to pay sometime, or you're just going to be a minor league team. Yes, there's a
way to do it. Yeah,
there is. There's an element of you have to spend money to make money, right? It's going to take some upfront startup costs, and then you earn that money back over time. It's not going to happen all at once. Not how it works. I think there's more money than some people at Nebraska think there is to be able to spend and go get guys. I think Nebraska can throw a little more weight around financially, but it's not unlimited, right? Nebraska, just by nature of the university, the state, the size of the alumni base, doesn't have the resources of a Georgia, an Ohio State, an Alabama, a USC, places like that. It's a smaller market, so you have to work within those constraints. So you can own the Midwest, right? You can spend more than Kansas State. You can spend more than Missouri, who, by the way, has won double-digit games. Again, won the SEC East in its first year in the SEC. A tougher SEC than what Nebraska, won back in the early Big 12.
That's
Big
all
10
I'm going
days.
to say.
So there's a way.
Well, let me not go say, but my look. There's a way. Come on, man. Missouri
in the SEC.
Come on, bro. Like, y'all killing me with that, bro.
Yeah. So there's a way for Nebraska to find financial resources and develop them. But the mom and pop element of it, Stricky, is that they have to make right decisions. You can't be throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars down the drain on bad investments, chasing the next big thing. Identify and spend on what's worth it. And I don't know if that's talent identification, if that's better facilities, what it is, but you have money to spend, but not unlimited money. You still have to make the next right decision financially to stay afloat. Otherwise, you're just going to be in purgatory like you are now.
There he is. Yeah, that's the way. For me, it definitely deals with business. Yes, there are startup costs, but look, at the same time, there are wise startup costs. Like, okay, you want to play in a $25 million arena, but you don't have the startup cost of a $25 million arena. So you have to use that and figure out ways to generate other opportunities outside maybe the scope of even what your core business model is. You've got, if you're trying to play in this realm, you've got to figure out how to get into that realm without just spending crazy just cause. Now, let me give you an example of what I mean. Dallas Mavericks fell into that same category. Guess what happened? You got to a point where you were freaking paying OJ Mayo like superstar money because you couldn't get a superstar. So you're going out and playing Wesley Matthews. You freaking played Chandler Parsons, 90-something. Are you guys, that's what it's because you couldn't play in the market.
And
So
you got
you're
desperate. You
overpaying.
wanted to look like a player.
Nebraska, listen to me. Don't be that. That's all I'm saying. Don't go out there chasing, throwing. You've already seen a snapshot of it with, I'm just going to say, O'Shawn Mathis. You saw a snapshot. Don't go out there just throwing it on the freaking window hoping it stick. You got to be wise about how you're going to play into the game, right? So then what did Nebraska, what did Dallas do? Couldn't get it. Drafted well.
Right.
Find a Luka Doncic. Now you're able to kind of work back into the plane a little bit.
Even some of those reclamation projects, like your Dorian Finney-Smiths and your Tim Hardaway Juniors, guys like that you got cheap.
Yeah.
You know, you found a role, you fit them in your system. Maxi Kleber has been, pretty solid for Dallas here and there. You take the swing with Christian Wood, it doesn't work out, but you built yourself up to that. You didn't depend on him to get you to that.
There it is. So that's the best analogy I could throw at you.
It's a lot. It's complicated, but that's why these people are making a lot of money to figure it out, and it needs to be figured out because once football gets it figured out, Strick, I think we see the trickle down to other programs.
Well, see, right now, if the basketball continues, they're doing what we said the football team needed to do prior to Washington, Oregon, USC, UCLA coming. Right? They needed to. This is why I thought it was important in the race that's about to ensue for some types of supremacy or hierarchy in the Big Ten. They needed to be on the forefront of that. This is where I'm saying it's so important on the basketball side. Now, volleyball is going to handle their own. But on the basketball side, for both even the men and women, they need this year is so important to get ahead of the curve before what's about to transpire.
Basketball's in that conversation. I would say baseball and softball are in that conversation as well. Big year for the baseball team. Softball has a lot of momentum. Can they capitalize on it? If maybe they need to lay the foundation, set a good example for the football program to follow. The problem is football brings the money in, and they kind of need that money. So can those other programs do more with less, set a good example, and get the whole athletic department back on the right page? We'll wait and see, but hey, Stricky's on the right page. The champ's in the building. We got the shootout with Strick coming up next. You can call now. 4 questions for you, 4 for Strick. $30 to Buffalo Wings and Rings is the prize for you if you're able to take down the reigning, the undisputed, the undefeated on the week champ, Erick Strickland. 402-464-5685. That's the Honda of Lincoln hotline. We play the shootout with Strick when we get back.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beers, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
So I switched my insurance to State Farm, and get this. I talked to an actual State Farm agent who lives in my actual town. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town gave me actual help with the coverage I needed. And get this. My actual agent in my actual town who gave me actual help actually knows my name. And get this. They actually say it's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give
John Henry's
a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card, or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Brown Shoe Fit has all types of shoes for you to excel this fall. Check out their large variety of tennis shoes and dress shoes in brands like Brooks, Hoka, Merrell, On, and many more. Browns has the local professionals to get the proper fit, aided by their high-tech foot scanner by Aetrex. Stop by Brown Shoe Fit today, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln, or check out their options online at brownshoefitco.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Ready to make this season unforgettable? Celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union's low-rate debt consolidation loan. Combine all those bills into one affordable monthly payment with quick access to funds. Imagine all the extra cash for holiday shopping sprees, festive parties, or that well-deserved vacation. Stop by any of their branches or visit libertyfirstcu.com to find out more about their low-rate debt consolidation loan. Make this holiday season one to remember and celebrate with Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies. We'll be breezing in a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 46. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies are expected over that low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies going to stick around for us. We'll see a high around 37. Meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Erick Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
Let's do it. Contestants, I am sorry I did throw this one right in Strick's wheelhouse. We're doing NBA today. It's been a while since we had an NBA shootout with Strick. So, Stricky, we might be giving the Stricken away in the 3 o'clock hour, but we have Dave on the line. Dave, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay.
All right, Dave, here's your shot. You got NBA questions. Strick will go first.
Dave
then
goes
we'll get to
first.
you. No, it's not how this works, Stricky. You know that. You know that. It's always you first.
Okay.
You're just ball dominant. You take the shots first.
Okay.
Shoot first, pass second.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Something like that.
I like to pass the rock, though. Maybe I'll pass the Stricken today.
Ooh, okay. There you go, Dave. Hold on the line. We'll give Strick his round. We'll get to you. Stricky, your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. They're the only team with a perfect home record in the Eastern Conference. Boston or Philadelphia?
Philly.
It's Boston. They're on a 15-game losing streak. Detroit or San Antonio?
San Antonio.
It's Detroit. They have the best point differential in the Western Conference. Oklahoma City or Denver?
Oklahoma City.
It is Oklahoma City, and they're the only team in the NBA without a road win.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Lakers.
The guess is the Lakers' correct conference. Houston. The Rockets, surprisingly decent, but don't have a win on the road.
And you know why?
Why's
Just
that?
too young.
Too young? That plays a factor?
Yeah, just because you get on the road and you can act up a little bit and you don't stay focused on the task and you end up getting your tail spanked.
Sound like something you saw but never experienced personally.
Yeah. No, the team that I think we did that the best as far as hitting the road was the Boston team. We with Twan and Pierce and Kenny Anderson, that group. But the team that I thought was the worst at it that I played for was definitely Vancouver.
Why did I have a feeling you were going to say that? All right, Dave. 1 to tie, 2 to win. Are you ready for your round of the shootout with Strick?
Yeah, I think we need to get off the basketball kick here one of these days.
Dave, it's basketball season. Come on, man. That's what we're doing. Your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. They're the only team with a perfect home record in the Western Conference. Denver or Houston?
In the Western Conference. Let's go with Denver.
Yep, they're on an 8-game winning streak. The Lakers or the Magic?
Oh, brother. Let's go with Magic.
It is the Magic. They have a better point differential. Philadelphia or Milwaukee?
10, 9, 8. Philadelphia or Milwaukee. How about Philadelphia?
It's Philly, and they have the best record in the Western Conference.
And which conference?
It doesn't matter, Dave.
You gave them the easy ones.
Give me a hell yeah.
Doggone it.
Give me a hell yeah.
Dave, you did it. You win. Congrats.
I think that was a butt kicking.
You talk your trash, Dave, and you
snuck
enjoy
through.
your Buffalo wings and rings. Hold on the line. We'll get your information. I thought those were pretty fair and balanced, Tricky.
No,
Come
it
at me
was.
with
I can't even attack you on that.
Here's the tiebreaker just for fun. The two.
I told you I was giving away to Strickland today.
You did. You have no need for it because Mary Ellen's is still sitting pretty inside you.
Exactly.
Okay, Detroit and San Antonio, the worst team in each conference. How many combined wins do the Pistons and Spurs have so far this season?
5.
Nailed it.
You lucky.
Nailed it.
I was
Stricky.
hoping he would have
Nailed
missed.
it.
I was hoping he would have missed that. That's why I was because I knew he wasn't going to get it off. I was upset. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can
2 wins for Detroit, including that 15-game losing streak. 3 wins for San Antonio. They're like 17, 18 games in.
But look how they started off. That's what's crazy. They started off so well, so promising, but oh well.
Yeah.
Pop is not going to feel he's going to grow a little bit more gray hair than what he's had right now.
Can his hair get any grayer?
Can't get any grayer than that.
Yeah, it really can't. Again, Dave, congratulations on the win. We'll get your info here in just a second. Hour 2 of On the Block comes your way. What are we talking? NFL playoff picture. Starting to round into some really good races. I think the race for the 1 seed in the AFC is extremely fascinating at this point. The bottom of the wild card race in both conferences, there's a lot there. And a lot of quarterbacks with questions to answer in the NFL. We'll go through some of that. And then we teased it at the end of Happy Hour. Could the Big Ten leave teams out of its basketball tournament at the end of the year? We'll talk about that, what that could mean for Nebraska. And like Strick was saying.
Real quick before we go, shout out to the wrestling team, number 5 in the country.
Ooh.
The Sways. We see you, man. Yeah. Husker Wrestling doing their doggone thing. Let's get it going. Let them have a wonderful season and hopefully be able to do big things in wrestling season.
Coach Manning, 4 letters to describe him. GOAT.
Yeah, he's that guy.
He's that guy, pal.
He has some great ones, too.
He sure has. The lineage continues. Good luck to Husker Wrestling as they continue their season. He's Strick. I'm Austin. This is On the Block. We'll be back with Hour 2 in just a sec.
Hurry into Graham Tire Company and take advantage of Black Friday deals going on now. Save $100 instantly with the purchase of 4 Goodyear tires. Get up to $200 additional by mail on select Goodyear tires. Instant rebates on Kumho, Hankook, and Nokian tires too. The Black Friday sale is the last big tire sale of the year. Don't let these deals get away. Stop in today or shop online at GrahamTireLincoln.com. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter most.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with 4 Lincoln locations, but now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apple, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
This year, give the gift of delicious food, incredible service, and a lasting memory with the Pillar Restaurant Group gift card. When you purchase a $50 gift card, you receive a $5 bonus card. Or purchase a $100 gift card to receive a $20 bonus card. These cards can be used at all Pillar Restaurant Group locations, including Venue Restaurant and Lounge, Piedmont Bistro, The Butchery, The Bakery, and all Lincoln Good Sense Deli Fresh Subs locations. Available for purchase at any of our concepts or online at prgnebraska.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part of the Gray difference.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Erick Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Hour 2 of the show on a Thirsty Thursday, Stricky. Don't forget.
You already know.
Don't forget. Countdown's on.
I ain't forgot.
I didn't figure you did, but just want to make sure.
I'll be here. You know it's good for me.
Appreciate Kevin. He'll be in the hour and a half to lead off old school, I presume. But this is On the Block, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Stricky, are you even going to eat supper tonight, or is Mary Ellen still going to be with you?
That's it.
That's it? You're done? You good?
That's a wrap. It's over with. Yeah, it's not happening.
Speaking of wraps, that's maybe the one thing Mary Ellen's doesn't do. Is there an opportunity for that?
Listen, man.
They don't need to.
The portions they give you is well enough. Like I still have extra chicken.
Ooh.
I still so I'm
you only need a 2-piece chicken wing. They gave you 3.
Yeah, I don't need a thing. I don't need anything else. I'm good.
Appreciate Charles and everyone out at Mary Ellen's 29th and Pine Lake here in Lincoln. Make sure you go check them out. Tell them On the Block sent you. If you have any thoughts on anything we're talking about here on the show, 402-464-5685. The number for you to get in. We have Sways and Jim on the YouTube stream as well. Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter also have comments available, so feel free to tap in there. Where are we going with hour 2? A couple different places. First of all, NFL. We're rounding into, good postseason races, really. There's still a lot to be determined. So we'll get into the playoff picture. Who's your pick for the 1 seed? And how does the wild card shake out? Who do we think ends up making it in? And then in our next segment, we'll talk about some Big Ten basketball, some hoops there, some interesting Nebraska notes. Huskers starting to get some national attention, but Big Ten looking to constrict the conference tournament rather than expand it with the addition of a few new teams. All right, Strick, to the NFL we go. Let's start in the AFC, where I think 4 teams are legitimately alive for the 1 seed. Right now it's Baltimore sitting in first place. The Ravens, the only team in the conference with a 9-3 record. Right behind them, 3 teams at 8-3. Kansas City Chiefs, the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Miami Dolphins. Those are obviously your division leaders. Is Baltimore good enough to hang on to that 1 seed? Do they have enough in them in the tank through 5 more games to be able to hold on to that 1 seed? Or do you think any of those other, divisional leaders right now can make a run and push Baltimore down a seed line or 2?
So let me just look at it and bring it up. I want to look at their schedule just so that I can take a better sneak peek and see what I see. And my internet is terrible. But anyway, just okay, here we go. Just thinking off the head, I'm going to say no without seeing a schedule. I think they're tough. I think there are probably some, a few other teams there. I still think there's a couple teams just in their division that could clip them. So I'm going to look now at their schedule because it's there's a couple teams just sitting right behind them with 7-4, which is Cleveland and Pittsburgh, right?
Both 7-4 right now.
Now, a lot of people wouldn't say probably Pittsburgh would be that team, but they've been sneaky good.
Well, they've won. I don't know if they've been sneaky good. They've been sneaky successful.
Okay, yeah, there you go. That's good. That's a better word. Who they play, the Rams, that's a hit or miss situation, but I think they win that game because it's at home. Then you got to go out to Jacksonville. You just don't know. And then you've got the 49ers, you've got the Dolphins, and then you finish with the Steelers.
Ooh.
So I don't think so, my boy.
Do you trust Kansas City's offense to get it figured out? Do you trust Jacksonville to take advantage of a weak division? Or do you think Miami can actually beat a good team? Because Miami's beat up on a pretty weak schedule so far. which of those three teams do you give the best chance then to pass the Ravens?
So you got Miami. Who else?
Jacksonville and Kansas City, all at 8-3.
I probably would say I would probably put my money on Miami, but I definitely don't have no belief in Jacksonville whatsoever. But listen, their point differential is phenomenal. And they're almost 30-point. So it's one of those things that I think that, you know what, I'm going to say I think Jacksonville beats up on a slightly weaker division. But listen, the Titans could probably beat you on any given night. Their defense sucks. So that's the part that they don't do well. Then you just don't have a quarterback. So, we've always known that situation. I could actually say that I knew that they would be here at some point in time. Just because of their, just not having a quarterback situation. But I'm really impressed with CJ Stroud.
CJ has been balling.
I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed. I mean, he's got them, the defense is doing what they need to do. They're winning at home. 2 wins on the road. I think if they can step up another win or 2 on the road, take care of home, they, watch out. They might be able to, jump into a sneaky wild card situation. Never know.
Speaking of the wild card in the AFC, before we get over to the NFC, the 3 teams in that wild card position right now is Pittsburgh at 7-4, Cleveland at 7-4, and my boys, the Indianapolis Colts, who are absolutely going to make the playoffs without a shadow of a doubt.
They're killing it on the road.
Stricky, they're hanging in there.
I can't believe they're doing the damage that I wouldn't believe it, but what's going to happen with Jonathan?
I don't know, but I also think they're okay.
Okay.
I think Zach Moss has been really good this year. Kenny, let me start this thought over again. Gardner Minshew is probably the better quarterback in all but one of Indianapolis's remaining games, which obviously there's more to it than that. But the defense has taken a big step up. The rest of the schedule for the Colts, Strick, is you go at the Titans with a banged up Will Levis. The Bengals, you're on the road there. Burrow's better than Minshew, but that team but he's out. So that doesn't count. It's Jake Browning on the schedule. The Steelers, maybe you take Pickett over Minshew. Maybe you don't. I don't know. You get the Falcons. You take Minshew over Desmond Ridder. The Raiders, you take him over Aiden O'Connell. And then CJ Stroud and the Texans to finish out the year. I think that game is going to be huge. That might determine playoff position in seeding, whether Indianapolis stays in or Houston jumps them. Indy's been on a little bit of a roll, though. They've won 3 in a row after a tough loss. They lost 3 in a row, got blown up by Jacksonville. Probably should have beat the Browns, but let that one slip away. Defense was really bad against the Saints, but they've rattled off 3 wins in a row against the Panthers, Patriots, and Buccaneers. So not necessarily great teams there, but the rest of the schedule is pretty soft. I think Indy can make a run. I'm worried Pittsburgh is built on a little bit of a house of cards, but the other team that I'm keeping an eye on, well, the 2 teams that are right outside that playoff picture, Houston with CJ Stroud playing like a top 10 quarterback. And Stricky, don't look now, but the Broncos might be figuring some stuff out.
That's what I was just about to say. Do you think they can? They've won 5 straight. Even with the differential that they have, as far as just they've been sneaking it out and they've been winning. And I just wonder. I wonder, are they going to do something special after such a dismal start?
Who do you trust more, Denver or Buffalo?
Denver right now. Buffalo they're like a bad movie. It was a good movie, but a bad scene. And there was a guy on the movie called Life, and his name was Can't Get Right. They just, to me, seem like they just can't get right.
Buffalo, Strick, has the second best point differential in the AFC. They're plus 101 this year, behind only Baltimore at plus 137, and yet Buffalo's 6-6.
Right.
That shouldn't be possible. Like, Buffalo is Nebraska-ing the crap out of their season right now.
They're it's like cliff diving. Like, they're staring over the cliff. they know that they need to make a good dive, a good effort. They need to land a certain way in order to keep themselves from destroying themselves. They just can't jump.
Right.
There's something holding them back. And for me, it would be the fear of how high the heck I am up there. I know I wouldn't be jumping. I'd be like, wait a minute, I'm walking back down the stairs.
Might take me half an hour, but I'm walking.
Right. So at the end of the day, I don't know what it is about this Buffalo team that's just, they have them. But we saw it last year, though, right? I mean, we kind of start seeing signs of it last year. It's like a big carryover. And whatever the animosity, or I don't even know if it's that, whatever beef or something going on with Diggs, drama, I don't know. There's something going on with Josh Allen. Maybe Josh Allen needs a change of scenery. I don't know.
That would be one to maybe throw out to Jay, except he's doing Big Ten stuff, so we won't be until hour 2 today. So we'll have the full show, but we'll definitely keep that on the back burner for Jay. Yeah. Let's switch it over to the NFC now, Strick. Philadelphia leading the way out there at 10-1. They're 2 games clear of both San Francisco and Detroit. Also Dallas, who's 8-3, but also in the same division. Philly hasn't been impressive as they were last year. They kind of feel Iowa-esque. Obviously, the offense is better. They have many more playmakers than Iowa does. But Philadelphia's just finding a way to win. It's gritty. It's tough. San Francisco was my pick for the 1 seed in the NFC before the year. They have a couple issues in the back end of their secondary. Philly, for all its warts, has found ways to win, and it's astounding.
I can't even really speak on it because it just looks ugly. It seems like they're going to fall, and then all of a sudden they figure it out. Just by the hair of their chinny chin chin, they figure it out. And I mean, that's a great thing to have. I think that's a big lesson that you learn after going to, the Super Bowl and coming up short. I think it creates a way to learn how to figure things out. So it creates this little extra, spunk. And San Francisco is still dangerous, bro. They're still so dangerous. So many weapons from week to week, and it doesn't matter Ayuk. It doesn't matter 1 week. It could be there's a couple of games where Deebo Samuel's barely has any yards, and
he's on my fantasy team. I know.
You know what I'm saying? But then go nuts another night. I mean, McCaffrey's probably the most consistent thing that's going on right there out of them. But their defense is still strong as well.
It sure is. So here's this. Who do you trust more? The Lions leading their division or the Jaguars? I know you said you're out on the Jaguars, but are you in on the Lions?
The Jaguars are just sneakily, they're just there. I mean, they're obviously, what is the weaker division? You know what I'm saying? I think there's just a lot of, I think there's just a lot of parity in football right now that it's created this dynamic, but I want so badly to believe in the Lions, but I just don't know if when it gets down to really tight, tough games, do they have the pedigree? Can you rely on your quarterback play on Goff, right? Can they make the plays? Because it just doesn't seem like that's the case from week to week, and I think they could even lose to a Chicago Bears team if they have to face them again. You just don't know with the Lions what team's going to show up. And so I think I probably in that instance rely more on even Jaguars. Sad as that to say.
Big game tonight on Thursday Night Football. You have the Cowboys and you have the Seahawks. The Cowboys pretty comfortably in the playoff picture. They're 2 games clear of Seattle. Dallas in the 5 spot, Seattle in 6 right now. A couple websites have this playoff leverage. If Seattle loses, they're down in the 40s for their chances. If Seattle wins tonight, if they find a way to beat Dallas, they have a 65% chance of making the playoffs, 65% likely. And here's the thing. Seattle could do it. They are so up and down. They can beat anyone. They can lose to anyone. You would think playing Dallas, you would get the best out of Seattle, but if they're going to win, it's going to have to be in a shootout, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, I know Geno came back and played, but I think something happened to him on that hit, and I don't know if they're masking it or does he just have great bounce back. I don't know if it's a hand, I don't know if it's an arm or shoulder. But I'm not gonna bet on anybody else outside of Geno for them to lead him there. You know, and that's asking a lot, right? Because you know, Gino to me is just a better version of Tannehill. I think a better version can do more. I think he can make more throws. But what I'm saying is just okay.
You
know,
win
he's
with him, not
serviceable.
because of him.
Yeah. Like how you used to see in Tannehill's day. You know what I mean? You have enough around you that you just be solid, and you're not going to hurt us. You know, unless you're trying to do too much. That's how it kind of comes across for me.
Speaking of trying to do too much, Josh Dobbs was a great story his first couple weeks for the Minnesota Vikings. He's taken a step back, put the ball at risk quite a bit. Green Bay has been playing great, but the Packers sit just a half a game behind the Vikings. Which team feels better about their quarterback right now? The Vikings with Josh Dobbs or the Packers with Jordan Love?
I think Love probably has more upside. I like Josh. I think he just needs more time. You know, I think what ends up happening is once teams get an opportunity to really look at you and do deep dive assessments of you, right? So let me try to give you an analogy. You remember there was a time called Linsanity.
Jeremy Lin?
Jeremy Lin, right? Comes in and just kind of takes the league by storm, right? But then he gets a big deal. I think he ends up in Houston, maybe played a little bit with the Lakers. But when people start figuring you out and figuring out, you know, just kind of what your thing is, that's the hardest thing about being a professional. You've always got to be able to come back with something. If you're Joey Bosa and you're a tremendous rush end, you know, maybe your speed gets it, but then you have to figure out a good bull rush. You've got to figure out some technique that looks like speed that creates bull. You know, so you've got to start making these changes because linemen are going to start studying you. Same thing with patterns and tendencies. DBs are watching you. Dion taught me that. I mean, there's things that he watched on people as to kind of what type of routes they were going to run, or if they were going to run flies. They did some little shuffle. You know, there was things that he would tell me. I'm like, dang, you know. And it was the same with me. I knew Gary Payton. I knew what Gary Payton was going to do. He's going to go 2 to the middle and try to spin back with a left finish. I knew Jason Kidd. He's going to drive hard on fast break, and he's going to cross over to the left to try. You learn these types of things, right? Allen Iverson, I'm not letting him go right. I'm going to try to force him left because he's most likely shooting. You just kind of start to learn certain little things just to give you enough of an edge, right? That's how it is.
When you look at holistically, whether it's, you know, basketball, football, even baseball, how much of adding something new is on the players taking that responsibility in the offseason? How much of it is on coaches to find, you know, a new play, a new action off their bread and butter?
I think it's a combination of both. It definitely is. It's a combination of both. It's so much detail in it right now, man. You know, the analytics of it is crazy because they have this thing called synergy. And synergy, what it literally tells you is they run this pick and roll play at this location 60% of the time. This person coming off the pick and roll shooting at this spot is 40%, you know, not taking the pick and roll, going baseline with a mid-range, he's 60%. I mean, it literally gives those type of details. And so as a player, you can go in there and assess how people are viewing you as a coach. You can take this in here and say, hey, here's where I need you to get better. So there's a lot of conversations that can be had out of it and growth that can be had out of it, but you have to be willing to sit down and be able to take the scrutiny and the criticism or even criticize yourself.
That willingness, I think, is a piece that's sometimes missing. We talked about that a lot last basketball season with Russell Westbrook. Was he willing to take a lesser role to get to his spots and only his spots?
Right now.
Stricky, we have to have a conversation about the Warriors.
Yeah, it's horrible right now. What's going on?
It is not good. But
we talked about it with Thompson and all of that. It's coming to life. They're gonna have to make decisions.
Steve Kerr didn't make the right decision, it seemed. And, you know, he said he had remorse for taking Moses Moody out of the game and putting Andrew Wiggins back in. Well, here's the thing. Wiggins is out tonight with finger soreness. CP3's out. Gary Payton, the Mitten. Gary Payton the second. Yeah, the Mitten, Strick. He's the Mitten. That's his nickname.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
You like that one?
I like that one. The mitten.
The mitten.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
GP2.
Okay. GP2. That's right.
They're
Okay.
all out. I mean, here's the thing. Steph is still really good, still near the peak of his powers. He's getting old. Draymond is getting more dramatic and less productive. Clay is slow-footed at this point. I can respect what the Warriors were doing, but between all their missed draft picks and now Kerr being too loyal to guys that aren't performing and not sending a message, I think the Golden State Warriors are in trouble, Stricky.
Who left?
Bob Myers left.
We talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Myers saw the writing on the wall. He's like, I don't want none of that smoke, and dumped it on Dunleavy.
Unfair to do to my
I feel
beloved Duke
bad.
Blue
I
Devils.
actually feel bad. He dumped all of that trash on Dunleavy because he saw the writing. It's just part of the game as well.
And
because
Myers
guess
is
who's going to take the fall?
Steve Kerr, Draymond, Clay, Steph.
They're going to dump it on Dunleavy.
Oh, true. Well, yeah, right.
They're going to dump it on
Yeah.
Dunleavy, unfortunately, because guess what? Dunleavy's going to have to make a decision, and if the decision does not pan out,
he gone.
You get out of there.
Which
and
is
you know,
the nature
and
of the job.
It is part of the job.
But Myers was responsible for a lot of those drafts.
Exactly. That's why if I'm Dunleavy, I might have been like, yeah, I love you, but again, it's an opportunity. You get it. You get in the mix. You know, there's a genesis, connections that happen within that group. So I can understand why he took it, but I don't know.
And you think NBA teams would see that situation, right? They're not just going to say, oh, this move didn't work out. He's a bad GM, never hiring again. I would think that NBA teams would be savvy enough to look at the process of the decision-making and say, hey, here's the context. Here's what Bob Myers left him with. Here are the draft picks that, yeah, Dunleavy was a part of, but didn't have the ultimate say on. And hey, he was willing to make the tough call to blow this team up. Or hey, he tried to get creative and salvage a season. Wait, what do? Do you try and salvage it with a trade? Or do you say, blow it up, we're getting rid of all our expiring contracts and starting from scratch?
Well, if I look at that roster, I cannot and will not negotiate with the agent of Klay Thompson. I will let that kind of play itself out. At the end of the day, you're not going to get anybody for Draymond Green. So you're going to have to, you've locked yourself into that, and that's unfortunate. You can try to do something off season. You can try to connect Draymond with somebody like the Lakers or somebody that he has a relationship that has some pull to maybe some sway a little bit. That's kind of how you would do that situation. Steph is not going anywhere. I like the keeping of young fella. I think you need to move some people around. You might be able to move Wiggins. I think that salary is very high, similar to Jordan Poole. If you can unload that, you could. And the reason being is I put the pressure on Kuminga and the likes of them to step up, show up, or try to get some form of assets from any of their young group of guys. That's really the only thing. Steph's not going anywhere. He'll probably retire a Golden State Warrior. That's probably going to be the situation there.
Who do you trade first, Wiggins or CP3?
You probably can't move CP3 at this point, unfortunately. I don't think so.
Too much money?
I think it's both. I think it's both. Because let me throw it at you. Just off the head. And Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. If you're a GM and CP3 becomes available, and see if we can look up his salary real quick, just to throw that up while I table this question. If you're a GM, and Austin is looking up the salary, if you're a GM and CP3 becomes available, where would he be a good fit, and what team do you think he would go to or should go to?
He's making $30,800,000
for how many more years?
Guaranteed for this year. It's non-guaranteed next year. But if they pick up the option, it's still that same 30.8.
So he's got value because of the expiring of not having to take the salary or the option. The options in the player into the staff's hands. Thank you, Sways, for reaching out on that as well. It's a little less Sways, but that's okay. Listen, where?
Brad says Orlando, and I disagree.
I absolutely disagree. I like what they got going down there.
They're cooking.
I like what they got going down there. No, I'm not throwing that in the mix. falsetto. If you're a singer,
what I might have done was, if I'm Memphis, I try to consolidate some of my young players I have a lot of that aren't all playing, knowing that I can get 25 games early out of Chris Paul because he'll break down late. Maybe I make that swing for a early regular season boost. Ja comes
I think it's
back.
too late for that.
It's far too late for that now.
Yeah, I think that could have been something early, but I agree, but I think it's far too late for that now. Go ahead.
If the money was less, I wouldn't hate him in Detroit to mentor Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, Killian Hayes, but the money's tricky. The money.
There you go. That's kind of where I would have went mentally. Now, if I knew I'm going to get that salary, let me tell you where I would throw him. Milwaukee.
Okay, I thought about the Bucks too. Talk to me.
I'm doing that because I know I have Dame.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting majority of my minutes. I know Chris's value to me is leadership, and once I need to rest Dame, I know I've got somebody who can give me a good 20 in the mix of this, but yet still do what I need him to do running with Giannis. Has a great midi that if you come off of him, he can shoot the three and on spot up, but he also can give you mid-range and put pick and roll work.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I like him. That's a big, heavy pick and roll team. They work that angle a lot. I could have liked him on that. And if it made sense, I don't know trade-wise how they could make it happen, because I haven't looked at their Milwaukee's roster, but Milwaukee is kind of gutted, and I don't think they'd want to get rid of their number 3, which is Chris Middleton.
Right.
I don't think they would do that. So there's where the dilemma comes in, is how you do it, because you don't want to give up draft picks. You want to attain them, but how can you take it and still get rid of it? Now, if Chris isn't working out for you, maybe you go in with a young fella and you throw Chris in and switch Chris Middleton, send him down there. But I don't think that makes sense for Golden State.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think it does either.
So, but that's just hypothetical.
For sure. We'll see what the Warriors do. They're definitely at a crossroads. The 2 timelines plan became a 0 timelines plan very quickly for them. We'll see how former Duke Blue Devil, former national champion, Mike Dunleavy Jr. handles that. He's Strick. I'm Austin. We're going to keep talking hoops when we get back. There's some momentum in the Big Ten for not including all 18 teams in the Big Ten basketball tournament at the end of the year. What would that look like? Why would that decision be made? We'll dive into that and what it means or could mean for Nebraska basketball men's and women's when we get back to On the Block.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
John Henry's would like to remind you, if you haven't already, to unhook your outdoor hoses and check faucets for leaks so your pipes don't freeze. As the official plumber of the Huskers, you know who to call when a plumbing issue arises. From frozen pipes to clogged drains, we can help you protect your home this winter. Give John Henry's a call today to schedule at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness specialize in getting rid of people's pain quickly and permanently. For 31 years, they've been extremely successful with advanced techniques in pain relief using spinal adjustments and decompression, detoxification, diet and lifestyle modification, and more. They are fully equipped to handle the most seasonal athlete, weekend warrior, car accidents, strains, sprains, and more. Is there anywhere you're experiencing pain on your body, or are you fighting decreased energy and depression? Consult Belmont Chiropractic and Novotny Nutrition and Wellness first at 402-476-8619. Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Concrete Industries, a Nebco company, has immediate job openings for precast production laborers. Concrete Industries offers great pay, health benefits, 401k, a wellness program, holidays, and paid time off. Apply today to earn a starting pay of $20 per hour and a $1,500 hiring bonus. Concrete Industries is hiring all experience levels and offers on-the-job training. Start your career today as a precast production laborer. Visit concreteindustries.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hey, it's Sean Callahan, and football season is here, and there is one place that has all the games, plus great food and beer specials. Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Whether it's Thursday night football, college football Saturdays, NFL Sundays, or Monday night football, there's a great view of the game from any seat with different food and drink specials every night. Try the Blue Ribbon Reuben Sandwich or the Prime Rib French Dip or any of their famous chicken wings. That's Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill.
At Union Bank, people don't have your money. Your money has people. First home people, investment people, people who answer the phone and your chats, dream car people, dream retirement people, driving your dream car in your dream retirement people, small business people, credit card people, and all the other people you need. At Union Bank, our people help you do more than you dreamed possible. So stop in and say hello. We can't wait to see you. Union Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know the new Honda sales are going really good right now at Honda of Lincoln, and with that, a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in. Can you tell our listeners about your pre-owned selection?
I'm happy to, Charlie. Like you said, with new Honda sales going very good, we have a lot of fresh trade-ins coming in daily, and not just Hondas. We have just about every maker model you can imagine, with over 100 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, and prices starting at just $5,900.
Wow, what about financing?
We have financing as low as 3.29% APR on certified Accords and CRV.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Ironhide Construction is hiring. They're looking for hardworking, self-motivated individuals who are team players. Ironhide Construction has openings for an experienced project manager, estimator, apprentice, skilled laborer, and erector or installer. They will train the right people and make sure you understand the position and requirements. At Ironhide Construction, it's own it, be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some Hydro Massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,400 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card. Just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th. See Club for details.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies. We'll be breezing in a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 46. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies are expected over that low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies going to stick around for us. We'll see a high of around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Vershawn Jackson for Brant Excavating. Brant's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brant is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brant Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrantExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brant Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go Big Brand!
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block, brought to you by Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. I'm Austin Norman. He's Erick Strickland. And we go from using the 9-year NBA vets knowledge to the Husker Hall of Famers knowledge. Talking college basketball, specifically some Big Ten basketball here. Nothing is official here, so don't take this as gospel truth, but there are reports, and I saw this tweeted out by John Rothstein earlier today, that the discussions among conference leaders for the Big Ten is trending, Strick, toward not inviting every team to the Big Ten basketball tournament for men and women. Obviously, you'll have the 18-team Big Ten when you get the 4 West Coast editions starting next year. My first thought is, well, why not? You know, why not invite everyone? You've done it that way for so long. But the Big Ten has a model that works of not inviting everyone to the table in baseball. You only get the top 8 teams into the Big Ten baseball tournament. And I know that, you know, the NCAA tournament's 64 and the NIT's 32, but that conference tournament with 18 teams in it.
That would be sick.
Strict, the extra money you'd have to pay for an extra day of games to stretch it out to,
That
you know,
would be
condense
sick.
your conference
And tired.
schedule.
How tired you would have your teams going into the NCAA tournaments because of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
So if you're the Big Ten, do you keep it where it's at right now with 14 teams, or do you cut that down to the top 8? Do you cut it down to the top 9, top 10?
I think I could even go, I can go 12.
12
to 14. Because here's the thing, you don't want to leave, I think, 4 people out. I think if you're going to do it, leave 6 off.
Sure.
You know, because 12 could work, right? Let me see how 12 works. 4 gets
just
buys.
be like the college football playoff.
4 gets buys,
Mhm.
right? And then the others play it, and then the rest play, and then finish it out, right?
Yep.
If you do 12, you could do 12 like that, right?
Because
Or,
right
or
now,
at least you would get 2 buys,
right.
With 12.
Yeah.
14 gives you 4 buys, I think. 12 gets you 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just take the 2 best teams that had the best seasons. I think give them the first day rest. The others play it out. So really, I think you're maybe playing 4 games instead of 5 if you're at the bottom.
Right.
I like that better. I even like that better than 5. I think 5 games, 6. You know,
5 games
succession,
in 5 days.
That's a mother, bro. Like, I don't care if you're AU. This is why it's so difficult for any team that's on that bottom tier to win. Because there's just, if you don't have depth, there's just no way. There's no shot at winning a tournament. So why do it?
We saw Tim Miles' final team run into that problem where they lose Isaac Copeland to injury and a couple other guys down the roster. They win their first 2 games in the Big Ten tournament and then just run out of gas at the end against Wisconsin. The legs were gone. Probably denies them an NCAA tournament, berth by having to play that many games because they lost him due to injury. Right now, you have the top 4 teams getting the double bye. The bottom 4 teams playing on that very first day. Everyone else gets 1 day off. Essentially, they start a day later than everyone else. I'm with you. I think 12 works. You can match it up to what football's doing with the college football playoff. That way, it's enough teams. You're inviting probably the teams that, have an NCAA tournament berth basically locked up or still have an outside shot at it that need to make a run. You still give them that possibility, but you don't invite teams who are just playing out the string that aren't playing that well, that won't draw ratings. And I know there are plenty of cynics that'll, text in here. Well, it's all about the money. Of course, they want more games for more gate. Maybe, but also you want to put a good product out there. To your point, nobody wants to watch an 18 versus 13 game. That's just not on anyone's docket. That's not interesting. It's not exciting. It doesn't mean anything outside of 1 in 100 shot.
Yeah. And I like Sways is thinking on the YouTube stream. He's thinking like I am. And he says a 12 team a 12-team playoff, you basically would get 4 byes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9 plays. Number 1 team faces the winner. 2 would end up facing the winner of 7 and 10, 3, 6 and 11, and 4, 5 and 12. I think it should be the other way around. One should be facing 5 and 12.
Well, Stricky, this sets up to make it like the NCAA tournament, right?
Yeah,
because
8,
you
9.
work.
Yeah.
How it
I
adds
see.
up.
Okay, I'm with you. Okay, I'm flowing.
Because this way, the one faces, they're in the middle overall, but they have still the easiest path.
Yeah.
If you look at how the matchup should work flowing down.
I like it. I like that. That I like.
Mm-hmm.
That I like. It's only 4 games. 4 games.
You get enough teams in, you give everyone a shot in the regular season, you still have 20 games to prove that you belong. If you're clinging to life and you have an outside shot, it's going to be tough, but you have the ability to make a run, and it rewards teams that were good through 20 games.
Exactly. And you're on the bottom tier, you're not going anywhere. You're going fishing.
Right. You deserve to be.
You're going fishing. You're probably not even going to NIT or the CIA. What is it called?
CBI, CIT.
Whatever, CIT. You're not even going to any of those games if you're at that bottom side of the tier, I don't think. So
I'm with you. So I don't think it would be exclusionary. I don't think it would be bad for the Big Ten to cut down. To your point too, Strick, on the postseason, that's a lot of games.
Yeah.
In just a short amount of time. Even if you get 1 game off, you're still playing 4 and 4 with a quick turnaround if you're playing on Thursday. That's a lot after a long season.
Could this be why Big Ten teams have, as of late, not done well? I don't know. I'm not going to say that's the case, but I'm just saying it's something to think about. Are there other teams that play with that type of, tournament, conference tournament look?
So the Big East and the Big 12 are smaller, so they don't really count.
Right.
The SEC, again, kind of one of those mega conferences, is just a better, more athletic league, better guards, I think, overall than the Big Ten has. So I think that style of play fits better. And the ACC is kind of taking itself out of the conversation. The ACC, I still have no idea what to expect from that conference. So I think the Big Ten has the worst of all worlds right now. Not the best styles of play from its teams. Everyone's good enough, but not great. So every game is a slog and you can't just walk through it. And that length of time that the tournament lasts, I think it's a bad recipe for the Big Ten.
Yeah, there we go. You're thinking the same way I am.
Let's take a break here real quick, and then we'll wrap up on the block with some Nebraska basketball talk. Huskers are getting some national love. Now, still a lot to prove. They're 7-0 through their 7-game runway with a handful of big games on tap. But through 7 games, what's the outside perception of Nebraska? What are some national media types saying about the Huskers? We'll do that to wrap up on the block. Get you set up for old school when we get back.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Vershawn Jackson for Brandt Excavating. Brandt's been in business for 29 years, and they specialize in a variety of things. If you're looking for someone to get the job done in precision demolition, excavating, trucking, mass grading, and site prep, Brandt is the place to call. To set up a quote or learn more, call Brandt Excavating at 402-474-4113 or go to BrandtExcavating.com. They're also hiring, so join the team today. Brandt Excavating, a part of the Bauer brand, who reminds you, go big Brand.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
The Southern Pecan Cake from Beatrice Bakery. They don't just let you call anything Southern, especially when it's baked right here in Nebraska. There are standards you have to meet, like a rich, decadent, moist caramel cake? Check. Bursting with too many large pecans to count? Check. Big enough to share with the whole group? Check. but delicious enough that you won't want to share? A big check on that one. The Southern Pecan Cake, the newest cake to the Beatrice Bakery lineup. Try it for yourself at Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for high-quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
If you want all the latest technologies from those big banks, but you also want that hometown feel when you walk in the front doors, choose Midwest Bank. They have top-notch technology. They make banking so easy, and they also have the friendliest staff who will take their time to get to know you and treat you like family. You get the best of both worlds when you choose Midwest Bank. I live on the go, and now I can bank on the go. With Midwest Bank, I have everything I need at my fingertips. I'm volleyball player Allie Batenhorst, and at Midwest Bank, you'll love banking here.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Constructors Inc., a Nebco company, is now hiring heavy equipment mechanics to maintain fleet equipment and vehicle operations. Constructors offers mechanics a competitive salary, 4-day work weeks with overtime options, a $5,000 hiring bonus, a tool allowance, and great benefits. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. Apply today for their mechanic positions. Visit constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly sunny skies. We'll be breezing in a little cooler today. We'll see a high of around 46. Tonight, mainly cloudy skies are expected over that low near 25. And tomorrow, mainly cloudy skies going to stick around for us. We'll see a high of around 37. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans! 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
Hi, it's Charlie Stone, and here with me is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. Andy, I know the new Honda sales are going really good right now at Honda of Lincoln, and with that, a lot of fresh trade-ins are coming in. Can you tell our listeners about your pre-owned selection?
I'm happy to, Charlie. Like you said, with new Honda sales going very good, we have a lot of fresh trade-ins coming in daily, and not just Hondas. We have just about every maker model you can imagine, with over 100 pre-owned and certified pre-owned to choose from, and prices starting at just $5,900.
Wow, what about financing?
We have financing as low as 3.29% APR on certified Accords and CRV.
Thanks again, Andy. People love the selection and great service at Honda of Lincoln. Maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Gray Diesel and Equipment Services is hiring and seeking motivated applicants. Gray offers a second-to-none benefit package that includes health, dental, vision, 401k, paid vacation, and paid holidays. They offer great pay and tuition reimbursement or a tool purchase program for qualified candidates. It's a fun, friendly team with lots of variety and work assignments, so there's something for everybody. View and apply for their job openings today at grayusa.com or visit them in person just off I-80 and North 56th Street. Come be a part part of the gray difference.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One last time we're back with you during On the Block. But hey, don't worry, we're not going anywhere. It's Thursday. The Strick and Austin show for Thursday. Kevin Myers in the building.
Oh, yeah.
Talked with him for a little while here. So he's out there. He's got his box of goodies. He didn't give any teasers as for what's in there. So we're still waiting to see.
You know there's a Strick's pick somewhere in there.
There always is. Kevin's good like that.
Yeah.
Plenty of storylines for Nebraska and Creighton game coming up on Sunday. We'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. But before we get there, Strick.
I'll be there for postgame, too.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah.
You'll be in the building
hanging
for the
out
game?
with Tom Stevens and Mike Melby.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Listen up.
You pulling up to the vault?
I'm gonna pull up in the vault. I'm actually going to go to the game.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there too.
Yeah, you're going to try to steal my thunder.
Never. I could never.
Okay. You can come.
Here's the thing. In this partnership, I'm the pass first guy. You're the finisher, right? I know how to set my partner up. I'm here for it. So yeah, stay tuned for a little more Nebraska Creighton breakdown. Definitely tomorrow on the show. But to wrap up On the Block for today, Strick, this 7-0 Nebraska Cornhuskers men basketball team getting some national attention. The first thing that caught my eye today was Andy Katz, who does a lot with the Big Ten Network with Fox, does some Big East stuff too. Put out his Big Ten power rankings. He said there's a big gap between number one and everyone else. Number one, of course, being Purdue. Ranked number one in the country, has looked really good in the early going. Number 5, he has Nebraska. I think it's behind Illinois. Ohio State has been surprisingly good to start the year, in Wisconsin. But Nebraska at number 5 over Michigan State, a top 5 team, still in the top 25 down there at number 6, which I think is interesting. But power rankings are just, a little snapshot here and there.
Even Illinois.
Mm-hmm. The reason I think number 5 is so interesting as a snapshot is because Andy Katz also put out his first NCAA tournament bracket prediction.
Really?
He did. NCAA March Madness was the account that tweeted it out. And that's right. Your Nebraska Cornhuskers projected a 10 seed in the NCAA tournament here through the first 7 games. In the West region, the 1 seed in that region is Arizona. Nebraska would be on the bottom half of that region. Houston as the 2. Houston would face off against North Dakota, who Nebraska will play coming up in December. Nebraska in that 7-10 game against James Madison.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Be tough, but I think it'd be a matchup that they, would be okay with if that happens.
I think so, too.
I like the range, though.
Yeah, I think somewhere that 10, 11 might be a little too low. That's where Nebraska was last time they made it. Sunday's opponent, Creighton, is a 6 seed. Not a huge difference there between Nebraska and Creighton, but I think it's interesting, too, to look at where he has some other Big Ten teams and where Nebraska falls. Again, 5th in the power rankings, but not the 5th seed out of the Big Ten. Obviously, Purdue's a 1. Andy Katz has them in the Midwest region. Other Big Ten teams in that region is Michigan State at number 7. Okay, that's fair. In the South region, Ohio State at an 8, just 2 seed lines above Nebraska. You also have Wisconsin on that 7 line nationally. In the West, there are no other Big Ten teams in the West region. So then you go out to the East region again, just from this projection. Northwestern at a 9, just 1 seed line ahead of Nebraska. You have Illinois at the 6 line. So even though Nebraska might be playing the 5th best, right now, they are still the lowest Big Ten team in this projected field, but only 7 teams out of the Big Ten, which, still a pretty good number, but that's lower than the Big Ten's been used to in recent years, Strick. And I think that says a lot about just where this league is at right now.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the crazy thing is, like when I look at Northwestern and I look at their schedule and, they're saying Northwestern is ahead. Northwestern has a cupcake schedule. Like, look, all schedules are designed for a specific purpose the way that they are. But to me, when I look at this, they lost to Mississippi State. Okay. They got Purdue coming up. Then they play Detroit Mercy, Chicago, DePaul. Then they play Arizona State. Yeah, it could be something there. That's a challenge there. Jackson State, and then they get into Big Ten play. I think their Big Ten play is very comparable in a lot of ways to Nebraska's. But at the same time, for me, only one guard that they have this year, I don't think they're going to come out as well, because Boo Buie is the only really thing. If you for the most part, if you just really hone on him, I think you'll be fine. Now he's good.
He is.
Now I'm not going to take anything away from Boo Buie. He's very, very good, but I just don't know
on his own.
Yeah, him carrying it without Audige. That was a great combination. Audige was great defensively as well. I don't think their defense is going to be to the same level as it was, because he was a tremendous defender. You throw him on anybody's best players, and it was going to be a troubling night.
A couple teams that dropped out from like the traditional kind of Big Ten picture. Michigan is off to a pretty good start offensively. I'm not sold on them long term. We'll see if they can keep it up. Iowa, I think, is taking a step back. Penn State made it last year. They stepped back. And Rutgers has been in that 8-9 kind of conversation under Steve Peichel. But that's four teams that are strict that are usually in that tournament picture at the end of the year. That, again, this is just a snapshot of projection right now. But as I look at those four teams, I tend to agree with Andy Katz. Penn State, might be sneaky pesky, but I don't think they're good. Rutgers lost a couple key pieces to their offense, which already wasn't great. I don't know if Michigan can stop anyone, and I just don't love the vibe up there.
Yeah.
And I don't think Iowa replaced its talent.
No, I think they're going to be down. It's an opportunity. Let's just say it as it is. It's an opportunity. And Nebraska's sitting on a tremendous opportunity with a great schedule, and this is going to be their biggest test this weekend. And I like the fact that they had enough time, because there's nothing that Creighton should be able to throw at you that you're not prepared for. And you're healthy. You should be healthy.
You're healthy. You're prepared. You're at home.
Yeah.
Win the game. With a down-ish Big Ten, you have to win a game like this too to try and boost your resume. This is the NCAA tournament stretch.
Yep. And I don't want to hear nothing about legs. No. There should be none of that issue. You should your shot shouldn't be coming up short.
Nope.
I don't give a dang. That's how I feel.
Amen to that. We're excited to get Kevin Meyer back in the building for Thirsty Thursday. That'll kick off Old School. For Strick, I'm Austin. Back with you on the other side of this break, from On the Block to Old School. Thanks for listening. Back in a sec.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you looking for some holiday fun? This year, start a new tradition. Make the Nebraska Christmas Light Show experience an annual event for your family and a cherished memory to look forward to every year. From Black Friday to January 3rd, buckle up and tune into the rhythm of the lights and let the magic of Christmas take over with the show. Now located at Star City Shores, just off of 27th and Highway 2. Buy your tickets for just $20 or $25 per car today at NebraskaChristmasLightShow.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through December 5th is spend $75 and get a 2-pound prepackaged pecano roast for free. Limit 3 per visit while supplies last. Also, through the 5th, get 20% off all cheese and crackers. Don't forget their 2 new locations now open at 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln and 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Don't miss the most innovative ag technology that exists today, on display in Lincoln at the Nebraska Ag Expo, the second largest indoor ag show in the U.S., December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Check out all the latest technology in row crop and livestock production, robotics, and more at the expanded Innovation Hub. Mark your calendar. That's December 5th, 6th, and 7th. Register online at NebraskaAgExpo.com to get your tickets in advance and save $5. See you in Lincoln. The Nebraska Ag Expo is sponsored in part by Farm Credit Services of America and Ag Direct.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up.
Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
So what's this new concept happening at 1040 O Street? There's 93.7 The Ticket, there's the Mill Coffee and Tea, and there's Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery? Well, yeah, it's all of those things. It's a place for the community to hang out, grab a drink and a bite, and just chill, or work, or meet, or chat, or whatever you want to do. 93.7 The Ticket, the Mill Coffee and Tea, Grandma's Bake Shop and Beatrice Bakery, all together at 1040 O Street.
This holiday season, recharge with the Planet Fitness Black Card for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. So instead of fighting a stranger in the mall over a stuffed T-Rex, bring a friend for free and work out on the TRX. Instead of freezing in line for a lame holiday deal, relax in the Black Card Spa with some Hydro Massage feels. Instead of being trapped at your in-laws, escape to any of our 2,400 Planet Fitness locations. Sign up today for the Planet Fitness Black Card, just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends November 30th. See Club for details.
Tailored Lights is your go-to local manufacturer and installer of the best landscape lighting. Tailored Lights is excited to highlight the architecture of your home or business and provide a warm environment that feels safe. And for those outside the Lincoln area, they do ship across the country and are happy to work with anyone near or far with lights anywhere from 18 inches to 110 inches. Enhance your curb appeal with an exquisite tailored light today. Call 402-432-2572 or go to tailoredlights.com.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
Vershawn Jackson for Brand Excavating. Brand's been in business for